twisted ones and more just traditional, you know, creepy ghost stories and stuff like that. Okay, so let's just get started. I'm sorry for the big ramble. It doesn't matter to you now, but at the start of the video I'm going to put a timestamp to when the stories start. Again, I don't know why I'm saying it because it doesn't matter now. But yeah, let's just get into the video. Also, I'm so sorry. I keep yapping. This video has just turned into a yap fest. Look how cute. These, like, I called them my Mickey Mouse ears. I got some mic covers for the desk because I have terrible breath control, at least at the minute. They just look so cute. And also, I want to say a big thank you to Jono, one of my subscribers. He has been very helpful pointing out some editing mistakes that I've made, so that I can, you know, go into the studio app and clip them, and like get out the errors. I'm really sorry, guys, that my editing has been very subpar lately. Ignore my stomach. I did just very recently get a MacBook. My very lovely fiance got it for me to help with all my ASMR endeavors. So my editing should hopefully be a lot better and a lot more accurate from now on. But yeah, I'm really sorry about that. And again, thank you, Jono. I really appreciate you. But let's. Oh, again, one more thing. I'm so sorry. I'm like so out of it today. Normally in these like stories videos, I read out like the title and the name of the author of the story. I'm not gonna do that for this one, just because then like more than half of the video will just be me reading out like usernames, but they will be in the description. So yeah, let's just get started finally at, what is that, 8 minutes in. Okay. You have been a very gracious host, so I do apologize for everything I have broken, the tenant said just before they were evicted. Even though the exorcism had been a success, I knew my mangled body would never be the same again. After I asked the crystal ball to tell me how to escape death, I was very confused as it read, "No thanks, honey, I'm full." However, something clicked in my head when my wife offered me cake after dinner. Suffering from depression for years, I stupidly flailed my arms around after the gunman declared, "Anyone move and I shoot." It was only after I watched 2 bullets rip through the little girl next to me did I realize he never specified who. I screamed and ran out of my room and yelled, "Dad, I saw a huge spider, can you come kill it?" I hope the man standing in my closet didn't notice that I saw him, or realize the fact that I was actually home alone. A guy just ran up to me while screaming that somebody had locked him in a basement, blindfolded him, and starved him for days. grown-up voices that always told me what to do went silent. Kill them all, I thought, and this time nobody argued back. I've always had the supernatural ability to know where someone was by looking at a photo of them. So it pained me to tell the mother of a missing child that her daughter was in several different places. I kept reminding the little boy that he was going to meet SpongeBob. He eventually stopped crying and even helped me tie the brakes to his feet. Truth be told, I didn't divorce my husband because of the countless photos of his mistress's breasts I found in his phone. I divorced him because they weren't attached to a body. Finally, I have the house to myself, the boy said when he threw himself on the couch. Pinocchio's dread grew as fast as his nose did when the words left his mouth. Good girl, I murmured to my beloved dog as the first tears slid down my face. I didn't think her little teeth would hurt this bad, but it's been 3 days since I fell, and there's no need for us both to stop. After being satisfied that I learned as much information as I could on every topic under the sun, I unfroze time after many years. Guilt ripped into me the moment the first person I encountered sobbed that they were conscious the whole time. My last girlfriend always got creeped out by the 14 weird dolls I kept on display. I have a new girlfriend now, and she wants me to throw out all 15 of the disturbingly lifelike dolls. I've been chained here for a week, suffering under the scorching sun with no food or water, and I'm beginning to fear the worst. Maybe I'm not such a good boy after all. There's a couple of ones from a dog's perspective in here, and oh my god, they break my heart. As I felt the knife run down my skin, I felt oddly happy. Well, it wasn't my skin yet. It's okay, darling, the new babysitter is here to put you to bed, my mother said as she hugged me and smiled at the young woman behind her. I'm surprised she couldn't feel me shaking as I looked upon the face that I'd been seeing outside my window for weeks. That was the police telling me my brother Tyler was found dead in his apartment this morning. I told my boyfriend, my breath shaking with shock and grief. My boyfriend threw his arms around me in a loving embrace and angrily said, "What kind of sick psycho would shoot a decent guy like Tyler?" I decided to kill off a few characters in the book I'm writing. It would definitely spice up my autobiography a little. I love going to the beach and watching the difference between the low and high tides. Although this tide has been very low for quite some time. My dad told me that his flashlight could kill any monster. When I told him about what Uncle Jack had been doing to my sister, he made sure to demonstrate. I'm going to have to leave this sub. The crew looked on in terror as their captain opened the hatch at a depth of 2,000 feet. daddy wants to kill me," the girl said and cried, making me freeze on the spot as I recognized my daughter's voice. The sound of my son calling for my help grew fainter and fainter. As the batteries in my hearing aids died, I realized it would soon be impossible for me to find him in time. "It seems you have discovered an entirely new type of termite." The doctor turned around with the x-rays. "This also explains the aching you've been feeling in your bones." I didn't understand his sexual attraction to me. I tried to tell his wife, but it's not like she could understand my barking. That one is rank, absolutely minging. My wife told me she thinks that she is going mad as she keeps hearing voices in our house. After she committed suicide, my girlfriend helped me remove all the hidden speakers from around the house. I was so devastated when I came home and found my wife in bed with another man that I left without saying a word. It wasn't until the day after, when I finally returned, that I noticed the lock on the back door was broken. When I was a toddler, a drug-addled homeless woman ran up to my father, ripped me from his embrace, and sprinted away. She knew she couldn't physically stop my father from jumping off the overpass, but thanks to her, I didn't die with him. I frantically ran to Walmart's customer service to pick up my son who got lost in the store. "Nice try, sir. His father already picked him up." Bullets flew through the mall, ripping clothes to shreds. In the chaos, no one noticed the mannequins bleeding. They say we have a primal sense that we can just feel when someone is watching us. It's been a few weeks, and it's clear that you do not have that sense. Yesterday I visited my boyfriend, who was serving a life sentence in prison. As I watched that arsehole shaking and pissing himself with the fear, I knew he finally regretted beating me to death. It's been almost a decade since I last saw my mother, and she still reminds me every day that if I misbehave again, she'll take my hearing too. Battery at 1%. I looked at Earth one last time before my suit ran out of power. For my last wish, I wished for my dad to be alive again. I stood atop his grave and smiled, imagining him screaming and clawing at his coffin lid as he did the 2 previous times I wished him back. When the tsunamis hit, most people were evacuated. Feeling the trickle of water rise to my chin, I let go of the prison bars in bitter resentment. The principal of my son's school called me at work today to tell me my son pushed another kid while on a school excursion. I initially thought that this hardly warranted a phone call, until I remembered that my son's excursion was to the Grand Canyon. So, it turns out you can feel everything that happens to your body after death. I suppose I should be flattered my husband still finds me attractive after all these years. "Please take me instead," I screamed, grabbing at the 2 men who took my realized too late that she wanted to live. I knew it to be true because mirrors don't lie. I was born blind but was lucky enough to have a loving mother who took care of my every need. Imagine the betrayal I felt when a stitch slipped and a ray of light hit my eye for the first time. My husband has been very upset with me since my failed suicide attempt. He's crying non-stop and he won't acknowledge me. Now be careful. That line of rock salt is the only thing keeping them out, the man said, welcoming my group into his refuge. Sea salt, I clarified. Sea salt keeps us out. I framed the first letter I got as a police officer from a woman thanking me after I'd supported her through her daughter's suicide. I passed it in my hallway every day for nearly 8 years before realizing the handwriting was the same as on the girl's suicide note. Whenever I consider killing myself to escape my parents' abuse, I just recite my mantra: you don't deserve to die. Ironically, now that they are old, hungry, covered in bed sores, and begging to be put out of their misery, I still have the same mantra. I have been working on stories to compete with the best on this sub, but I'm finding it near impossible. I'm beginning to think some of you are just making yours up. When the kidnapper made me guess where he kept my daughter, I went for the basement and he said correct, allowing me to see her. But when I found his severed head in there, I learned that every other choice would have been correct as well. All my life, my parents have told me not to open the basement door, but I got curious and disobeyed them. What is that glowing ball in the sky and why does it hurt my eyes? I wake up groggily and lean in for a kiss from my wife. It's only as the skin of her face slips off the mannequin's body that I realized I made a huge mistake. I grinned and dwelled in front of the mirror, ecstatic that the dress I made turned out so well. Human skin is tough to work with, but with this fresh, stretchy, elderly material, it came out just right. The news reported that most of the hostages in the building, including the gunmen, spontaneously ripped apart. I used my super speed to rescue people, but found that no matter how gentle I try to be at this speed, the human body can easily rip apart like jello. It's just the cat, she mumbled as she drifted off to the sound of soft scratching under the bed. As Fluffy lay bleeding out in the hallway, the clawed entity reached up the side of the mattress for its next victim. I was so upset and angry when the office food thief took the mushroom stroganoff from my wife made from scratch for my lunch. It was nothing compared to what I felt when Amy from HR was being declared dead at scene by paramedics after she ate it. "Yes, officer, that's him," the old woman shouted, breathing a sigh of relief as the police dragged away the man who tried to break in. I could see her smile wickedly as they took my bloodied body away, knowing that the rest of the victims hidden in her house would never be discovered now. "I'm giving you $28. Don't lose any money on your way to the store," the man said as he put the money in his kid's pocket. After his kid left, he began thinking how he was going to punish the kid as he had put $26 in the pocket instead of 28. those things haven't mastered smiling yet, so it's the only way we can tell if you're human. You asked me if I was okay after you broke up with me, and I told you I'd survive. Tonight you'll find out that you're the one who won't. The day my uncle died, the local police threw a party in his honor. It's not every day you can resolve 24 missing persons cases by cleaning out a single apartment. He grabbed at me repeatedly, clawing at my face before I managed to push him off. Taking the last life jacket off him was a lot harder than I expected. Mum, we did the Ouija board and something answered, pretending to be Dad. Her son cried, holding his sister. Don't be stupid, your dad isn't dead, his mum replied, just as the police knocked on her door to give her